Hi, thanks for clicking. As you watch me dunk my face in ice water, I want to send you the free 58-page AI agent guide I talk about in this video if you go to mikey.ai and jump on my email list today. Plus, I'll send you a ton of free AI agent templates that you can use with free software to start running AI agents this week. I'm on a mission to help 1 million people master AI agents before they master us. Will you join me?
My sweatshirt was soaking wet the whole time in the video, but it's worth it for the face down. Hey, Mikey here, founder of the 12-week AI Mastery course, and my mission is to help 1 million people master AI agents so that they don't master you. Now, I created this 58-page document that I want to share with you. If you go to my website, mikey.ai, I'll send it to you for free. And it outlines really the first initial steps of what you need to take to lay out a framework to start mastering AI agents. And the thing is we are in such a great time of information that there is way more than we ever had. We're coming out of the information age into the AI age, and now we have to really use our intelligence to try to apply this amount of information. So I'll send this to you, give it a read over, jump to my website, mikey.ai. I'll send it to you. It's really, not that crazy, but it's worth reading over. And then also, because I was like, oh man, we got AI, I went ahead and used NotebookLM, which, if you don't know, I'm going to share with you right now and you can listen in. And it's Google basically allows you to upload this document, any document, and then it will have a conversation with you like a podcast. So I jump in and I actually have a conversation with two people having a podcast talking about this document. Check it out. So I'm going to have a conversation with my document here.
Pull out the key knowledge, the stuff that really
Let's
helps you get
reset
it.
this.
Welcome to the deep dive. You know how this works. You point us to your sources, and we pull out the key knowledge.
Oh, hey there. How can we help?
Hey, so what are you guys talking about today?
Hey there. Great to have you join us.
We're just diving into a really interesting guide.
It's all about building these things called AI agents.
Think of them as your own little digital helpers.
We're exploring.
Yep.
Tell
go
me
on.
the benefits. Tell me the benefits in 2 sentences.
Absolutely. This, guys, we're looking to highlight some great reasons.
In a nutshell, building AI agents saves you time by automating repetitive tasks.
And that recovered time frees you up for more important creative work.
The guide also mentions it reduces manual effort and improves consistency.
It's all about working smarter, not just harder.
The guide makes a point about the tools we have now.
These advanced AI language models and automation platforms.
It says this stuff wasn't really accessible like this just a few years back.
Not at all. It used to be for specialist engineers.
But now it's opened up for folks with creative ideas.
Exactly. It's aimed at people who want practical ways to use AI.
So for our deep dive today from this guide, we're covering 3 things. Oh, yeah,
So, do you guys think that you should tell me your names and introduce yourself, or that it's just like totally normal to just start talking and not treat each other with respect?
Oh, wow. You are absolutely right. We got so caught up in the topic.
Please forgive our oversight. That was definitely not respectful of your time.
I'm so sorry about that. I'm your host.
And I'm the expert speaker here. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
We really appreciate you calling us out on that. Thanks for keeping us honest.
Now that we've properly introduced ourselves, where were we?
We were just about to get into the 3 key questions. Oh, yeah.
Hey, thanks, guys. But what's your names? Like, you have to tell me your names, because otherwise, who are you?
You are absolutely right. Again, it's still not clear, is it?
My apologies. I am the expert speaker.
And I am the host speaker. Thank you so much for pointing that out.
We really want to make sure this is a comfortable and informative experience for you.
So again, thank you for letting us know. Now, where were we?
We were about to discuss the core components of an AI agent, right?
That's it. The guide breaks it down into 4 main parts.
First, you've got the triggers. That's what kicks things off.
The starting gun, as I like to think of it.
Pretty much. Time-based, event-based, even manual triggers.
Got it. The when. So after the trigger fires.
Then comes the decision logic, often using a large language model.
So the LLM figures out what to do next.
Exactly. It understands the information and decides the action.
Okay, makes sense. Brains, check. How does it actually do stuff?
That brings us to tools. the apps and services it interacts with.
So the agent gets hands to work with these.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
go yeah, we'll go back to the brains. Talk to me more about that. Find like, are there recent articles or recent developments that can back that up? Like, give me some more information there.
Absolutely. Let's dive deeper into the brains of these AI agents.
That decision logic, often driven by large language models, is really the core intelligence.
You're asking about recent developments supporting this. That's a great question.
While the guide we're looking at is from 2025, it builds on years of progress.
Think about how much more capable models like ChatGPT and Claude have become just in the last couple of years.
Exactly. Their ability to understand context, process complex information, and generate human-like text has advanced dramatically.
And this isn't just about fancy conversations. It's about their capacity to analyze data and make decisions within a defined workflow.
You see this reflected in the increasing adoption of these models in various applications, not just in the tech world.
From helping with customer service to drafting marketing copy.
Oh, yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, cool. So I need to make $1,000 in the next 7 days using AI agents. How should I do that?
Okay, that's a really specific goal. The guide we're looking at does touch on income generation.
It does say the philosophy is start by saving time, then focus on making money.
Right, and it mentions things like automated sales processes and content creation as possibilities for income.
It also talks about selling templates of agents or offering done-for-you services.
Given your 7-day time frame and the $1,000 target, focusing on a quick win monetization strategy might be best.
Perhaps creating a very specific, useful AI agent template that solves a common problem.
Exactly, something you could potentially offer to a niche market within that week.
The guide also mentions using AI for lead qualification, maybe an agent that helps businesses find potential customers.
That could be valuable. Or even using AI for content creation to quickly produce marketing materials for others.
It emphasizes starting small and getting something functional quickly.
So think about a high-value, relatively simple task that businesses or individuals would pay to have automated.
The guide does mention selling templates in the monetization section towards the end.
Yes, in weeks 11 and 12, it delves deeper into those strategies.
But for a quick $1,000, focusing on a readily usable solution might be the fastest route.
Let's keep that in mind as we continue exploring the basics from the beginning of the guide.
Absolutely. We've covered triggers, brains, and hands. What's the last piece?
That's the workflows, the step-by-step sequence of operations.
And these agents can string lots of steps together.
Absolutely. Complex, multi-step workflows.
So it's more than just asking an AI a question.
Oh, way more. Integrated systems working together.
The guide had that restaurant analogy too, which helps explain it.
Yeah, sure. You're the customer with a task you order.
Okay, my order.
The AI agent is the waiter handling everything behind the scenes.
The coordinator.
Exactly. The LLM is the chef figuring out how to fulfill it.
Right.
And the tools are like the different kitchen stations.
I like that. So the agent brings it all together.
Precisely. You just place the order.
Okay, I think I've got a much...
Oh, go for it.
I don't like to go out to restaurants, so can you give me a different analogy to explain that? Because I'm scared of restaurants.
Oh, absolutely. We want to make sure this makes sense for you.
An analogy should be helpful, not stressful. Let's try a different one.
How about ordering something online?
You, the customer, have a need, say, a new book.
You go to a website, like an online bookstore.
That website is like the AI agent. It's the interface you use.
You search for the book and place your order.
The website then coordinates with different departments.
Maybe the warehouse to check if the book is in stock.
And the shipping department to prepare it for delivery.
The payment processor handles your payment.
The website takes your initial request and manages all those steps.
You don't have to contact each department directly.
The website, your AI agent in this case, handles the coordination.
Does that make a bit more sense?
Hopefully a less anxiety-inducing analogy.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah, so how will AI take over the world and how can I make money before it does?
That's a big question. The guide we're looking at focuses more on the practical side of using AI as a tool for automation and saving time.
Yeah, it's really about empowering individuals and businesses with these technologies.
It doesn't delve into those more speculative scenarios about AI taking over.
But in terms of making money, the guy actually has quite a bit to say.
It emphasizes starting by automating tasks to free up your time.
Then, with that extra time, you can focus on higher value activities.
It specifically mentions potential income generation through things like automated sales processes.
Also content creation, and even offering AI agent templates or done-for-you services.
So the path to making money, according to this guide, is really through practical application and solving problems with AI.
Think about using AI agents to streamline your work or to offer solutions to others.
That could be a more immediate way to explore income generation within your time frame.
Now, picking up where we were just talking about the benefits of building AI agents
Right. Beyond just saving time, there's reduced manual effort.
and the consistency they offer in performing tasks.
They also bring scalability and can operate continuously,
Plus, they can reduce errors and offer faster response times,
all leading to that enhanced focus and the potential for income we just discussed.
and ultimately a competitive advantage in whatever you're doing.
That really sums up the core of the why behind building AI agents, according to the guide.
So after understanding the what's and the why, the next logical question is, when should you start?
And the guide is very clear on this. The time is now. Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Also, I like don't have any money. So tell me when I should start, but then how do I do it all with no money, do it for free?
That's a really important point to consider.
The guide actually touches on that by emphasizing open source tools.
It specifically highlights N8N as a self-hosted open source automation builder.
So the platform itself doesn't require a subscription fee.
And it mentions the possibility of self-hosting language models later on.
While that might have upfront costs for hardware, the initial learning could be done without that,
The guide also introduces vibe coding as a modern approach.
which leverages free AI assistants like ChatGPT or Claude for guidance.
So you can learn a lot and get started by asking them questions.
It really lowers the barrier to entry in terms of needing extensive paid training.
The guide's philosophy of start ugly, then improve also fits here.
You don't need expensive setups to begin experimenting with simple automations.
Think about those small, repetitive tasks you could automate using free tools.
Even saving 10 minutes,
Maybe even this week, taking that first step without spending any money.
it's about starting small and building from there, focusing on free resources initially.
Just like we were discussing with your income goal, finding a quick win using accessible tools.
So the key takeaway for when is definitely to start now, even with no budget.
And think about those immediate ways you might be able to apply free tools to save time.
Focus on solving a specific problem for yourself using open source options.
Oh, back to our listener. What's up?
Hey, thanks for that. I gotta go now. So what do you recommend I do today?
Thanks for tuning in since you're heading up now.
And given our conversation about starting with no money,
The guide really emphasizes taking one small step today.
think about identifying just one repetitive task in your day.
Something that annoys you or eats up a little bit of time.
As the guide says, what do I do every single day that makes me sigh?
That's your starting point.
And today, just brainstorm how you might automate that one thing for free.
Maybe it's related to email or checking something online.
Don't worry about building the whole agent today.
Just spend a few minutes thinking about the process.
As the guide suggests, you can even ask a free AI like ChatGPT for ideas.
That initial bit of thought and problem identification is key.
It's about taking that very first low-pressure step.
That aligns perfectly with the guide's start ugly, then improve principle.
So your task for today, identify one small, annoying task.
And maybe jot down a couple ways you could tackle it for free.
That's a great way to begin your AI agent's journey, even with limited time right now.
We hope you found this initial discussion helpful.
Thanks again for joining us and sharing your thoughts.
We appreciate you being part of our deep dive today.
Until our next session, we wish you a productive day.
And remember that first small step can lead to big changes.
Oh, thanks. Great. So that was really super interesting, wasn't it? So check out Mikey.ai. Just go anywhere, Mikey.ai. You'll be able to download this document plus a bunch of free workflow templates that I have for you that you can use to start building out AI agents. And you can use free software to do that, which is amazing. Also, if you are interested in learning more, I have a lot more information that I will be sending you. So please don't hesitate to check that out. Go to Mikey.ai. Link is in the description of the video as well. Thank you so much for checking this out. Have a great day.
Welcome to the deep dive. You know how this works. You point us to your sources, and we pull out the key knowledge, the stuff that really helps you get ahead. Basically, we do the reading so you're instantly up to speed.
And today we're diving into something that could really, change how you work, how you manage your day.
Totally. It's all based on this resource you shared. Building AI Agents, a 12-week guide to automation and time-saving week 1.pdf.
Right. And the whole idea of this guide is to take anyone, really, From understanding the basics of AI agents all the way to, well, actually building automated systems,
Yeah.
systems that save time, maybe even make some money down the line.
And it feels like the perfect time for this, doesn't it? It's 2025 now.
Exactly.
The guide makes a point about the tools we have now, these advanced AI language models, the automation platforms, APIs connecting everything. I mean, this stuff wasn't really accessible like this just a few years back.
Not at all. It used to be strictly for, specialist engineers. Now the guide suggests it's really opened up. If you've got a creative idea, you can actually start building things.
So it's not just for the tech elite anymore.
Precisely. It's aimed at people who see the potential and want practical ways to use it. So for this deep dive, drawing straight from that guide, we're focusing on 3 core things. The what are AI agents, really?
Okay.
The why bother building them? What's the payoff?
Makes sense.
And the when can you actually start doing something with this? What are the immediate first steps?
Perfect.
Yeah.
What, why, and when. Let's do it. So, first up, what exactly is an AI agent? The guide seems really clear that this isn't just another name for a chatbot.
Oh, definitely not. That's a really important distinction it makes early on. We've moved way beyond those sort of reactive chatbots we saw a lot of from, say, 2015 to maybe 2023.
Right, those ones that could answer a question but then immediately forgot who you were.
Exactly. They were mostly about responding to a single prompt, very limited memory, very limited context.
So like starting over every time.
Yeah. But AI agents, as the guide defines them, are much more, well, comprehensive systems. They bring together automation, doing tasks automatically with actual AI, the decision-making part.
Yeah.
And these systems are kicked off by triggers to handle complex, multi-step jobs without needing constant human poking.
So proactive, not just reactive.
That's the key word, proactive and contextual. The guide uses a great email example. A chatbot might, if you ask it nicely, help draft one email. But an AI agent, it could be constantly watching your inbox, figuring out which emails are important based on rules you set, drafting replies, maybe even categorizing things or scheduling follow-ups all by itself.
Wow, okay, that's a much bigger scope. So what are the core pieces that make up one of these agents? The guide breaks it down
Right.
to 4 main bits.
It does. First, you've got the triggers. That's what starts the whole process.
The starting gun.
Pretty much. The guide says they can be time-based, like do this every morning at 8 a.m. Or event-based, maybe when a new customer signs up on your website, boom, the agent starts. Or even manual. You just click a button until it go. It's the when this happens part of the equation.
Got it. The when. So after the trigger fires, what happens?
Then comes the decision logic. This is the brain, essentially. And the guide points out this is often where a large language model, an LLM, comes in. Think GPT-4, Claude, these powerful AIs.
And the LLM figures out what to do.
Exactly. It takes the information from the trigger, understands it, and decides the best course of action based on the instructions you've given it. It's the how do I handle this part.
Okay, makes sense. Brains.check.
Yeah.
But how does it actually do stuff in the digital world? Like send that email or update that calendar?
That brings us to the third component, tools. These are the actual applications and services the agent can interact with. Your Gmail, your Google Calendar, Slack, Twitter, databases, whatever digital tools you use.
So the agent gets hands to work with these apps.
You could think of it like that. The LLM decides what to do, and the tools are how it gets done in those specific platforms.
Okay, trigger, brain, hands. What ties it all together? What's the last piece?
That's the workflows. This is the actual sequence of operations, the step-by-step plan. It connects the trigger to the decision logic, to the actions using the tools. It's the recipe the agent follows.
And the guide really pushes this idea that agents can string together lots of these steps, right? It's not just one simple action.
Absolutely. That's where the real power comes in. They can run these complex multi-step workflows, maybe with branching logic, if this, then do that, otherwise do something else. It starts to mimic how a person might actually work through a problem.
So it's definitely more than just, asking ChatGPT for a paragraph and then copying and pasting it somewhere else.
Oh, way more. The guide emphasizes that these are integrated systems. Multiple components, often including AI, working together. It's about building a whole automated process, not just using one AI tool in isolation.
That system idea is key. The guide had that restaurant analogy too, which I thought was pretty helpful. Can you walk through that again?
Yeah, sure. So imagine you, the listener, are the customer. You have a task you need done. That's your order.
Okay.
My order. The AI agent is like the waiter. It takes your request and then handles everything behind the scenes to get it done.
The coordinator.
Exactly. The LLM, the brain, is like the chef. The chef figures out how to best fulfill your order, what ingredients are needed, the steps, and the tools, the email, calendar, etc. are like the different stations in the kitchen. You know, the grill station, the salad station, each doing its specific part of the job.
I like that. So the agent brings it all together without me needing to yell at the chef or tell the salad guy what to do.
Precisely. You just place the order, and the agent orchestrates the fulfillment, and the guide gives a concrete example, too, like a daily tech news summary.
Oh, yeah, that sounded useful. How would that work?
Okay, so you'd set a trigger, maybe 7 a.m. every weekday.
Yep.
The agent's instruction is to get the top tech news. It uses a tool, maybe a connection to a news API, which is like a way for systems to request specific data.
The kitchen station for news.
Got it. It pulls the raw articles. Then the decision logic, the LLM, the chef reads them, summarizes the key points based on how you want it, short, bullet points, whatever.
Okay.
And finally, the workflow dictates the output. Send that summary to my email or maybe a Slack channel.
And the beauty is, I don't need to know how the news API works or the exact summarization technique the LLM uses.
Not at all. The waiter handles all that complexity. You just get the result you asked for. That's the power of abstraction here.
Okay, I think I got a much better handle on the what. These are complex, proactive systems. So let's move to the why. Why should someone listening invest the effort to build these?
Right, the why. The guide is super clear on this. The number one reason, saving time. Plain and simple.
Prime, the ultimate resource.
Absolutely. Automating those repetitive, maybe slightly soul-crushing tasks frees you up. It gives you back time to focus on the stuff that actually requires your brain power, your creativity, your strategic thinking.
And in 2025, that feels like a superpower.
It really can be. The guide argues it gives you a competitive edge just by freeing up that time. But it's not just about clawing back hours, though that's huge.
Okay, what else? The guide listed quite a few benefits.
It did. So beyond time recovery, and the guide mentions even 10-15 minutes saved daily adds up to like 60+ hours a year, there's reduced manual effort. Think about sorting endless emails, formatting reports, scraping data from websites, posting the same update to 5 social platforms. Tedious stuff agents can just handle.
Yeah, that drudgery definitely drains mental energy too.
Totally. Then there's consistency. Humans, you know, we have off days, we get tired, distracted, maybe miss a step. An agent, it does the task exactly the same way, on schedule every single time. Reliable.
Like a metronome. What else?
Scalability. You build one agent, save some time, you build a few more. Those savings compound. The more processes you automate, the bigger the overall efficiency gain.
Makes sense. The benefits stack up.
Right. And they offer continuous operation. Agents can work 24/7. They don't need sleep or coffee breaks. Great for things that need constant monitoring or instant responses.
Always on. Plus, fewer mistakes.
Big one. Reduced error rates, manual data entry, repetitive clicking. Humans make typos, miss things. Agents are generally much more accurate for those kinds of tasks.
Leads to better quality work, I guess.
And faster responses. Improved response times. If an agent is triggered by, say, a customer query, it can react instantly, no waiting for someone to notice the notification.
That speed could be crucial in business.
Definitely. And all of this less tedious work, fewer errors, more time leads to enhanced focus. You can actually concentrate on the high-value stuff. Strategy, relationships, creative work, the things humans excel at.
Shifting from busy work to real work.
Exactly. And then the guide does touch on potential income generation. Automating parts of sales, content creation, lead qualification. These can directly impact the bottom line.
So it's not just saving time, it could actively make money.
Potentially, yes. And finally, it loops back to that competitive advantage. Businesses or individuals using this automation effectively are likely going to outperform those stuck doing everything manually.
It sounds like a really practical philosophy the guide pushes. Start by saving yourself time, then use that saved time and energy to focus on making money or achieving bigger goals.
That's the core idea. Automate the grind first. Create the bandwidth. Then reinvest that bandwidth into high-return activities. It's a sensible progression.
And you can see how this would be huge for like entrepreneurs or small business owners wearing a million hats.
Oh, absolutely. Instead of immediately thinking, I need to hire someone for every routine process, maybe you can deploy a digital teammate, an AI agent, first. The guide uses a social media manager example.
Right, spending hours just scheduling posts.
Yeah. If an agent can handle drafting initial posts, finding images, and scheduling across platforms, that manager suddenly has hours back for, actual strategy, community engagement, client calls, stuff that grows the business.
That makes perfect sense. So the why is really about practical problem solving. Find the bottleneck, automate it, and reinvest the saved time strategically.
Exactly. Every hour saved is an hour you can put towards something more valuable. It's about reclaiming that finite resource.
Okay, we've got the what sophisticated systems, we've got the why saving time, boosting efficiency, gaining an edge. Now the crucial bit, the when. When should people actually start trying to build these?
The guide is really strong on this point. The time is now, 2025. It's not science fiction anymore.
Because the tools are actually usable now.
Exactly. Powerful LLMs are accessible. Automation platforms are getting more user-friendly. Lots of services have APIs. The barrier to entry has dropped significantly. It's democratized, as the guide puts it.
And the guide itself, the 12-week program, is kind of the how, providing a path.
Right. It's structured execution. It's not just theory. It's designed to get you building. And the whole philosophy underpinning it is start small, deliver value immediately.
How immediate?
The guide sets the expectation. You should aim to have your first simple but functional AI agent running by the end of week 1.
Wow, okay, week 1. That's fast. That's encouraging.
Definitely. No need to spend months learning theory before you see a result, and the 12-week roadmap builds from there.
Right. What's the progression like?
It starts with those daily time savers, the quick wins. Then it moves into connecting different services together for more complex workflows.
Okay.
Later weeks explore using AI for generating content, building systems where multiple agents might work together, and eventually, looking at monetization and optimizing what you've built.
So for someone listening right now thinking, okay, I'm interested, where do I literally start today? What does week 1 suggest?
It suggests identifying one specific daily task, something that annoys you, something repetitive, something that takes maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Like what? Any examples?
Yeah, the guide lists a few common ones. Taming your email inbox, getting a summary of your calendar, maybe drafting social media posts, organizing files, gathering news on a topic, summarizing spreadsheet data, things like that.
Common pain points. So the first step is just picking one of those annoyances.
Exactly. Just one. And then the guide gives you a simple framework for that first project, calls it the N8N blueprint. N8N is just one example of these automation platforms, often low-code or no-code.
Okay, so what's the blueprint?
It's a basic 5-step flow: trigger, input, processing AI, output 1, and then maybe an optional notification.
Simple structure.
Very. Trigger starts it. Input is the data it needs. Processing AI is where the LLM or logic does its thing. Output is the result. Notification tells you it's done. It's a really manageable way to build that first agent in week 1.
And there was a case study too, right? An AI calendar agent.
Yeah, as a prime example of a good week 1 project. It saves real time and reduces that what's happening today.
Stress.
How does it work?
It triggers maybe early morning, pulls your calendar events for the day, uses AI to analyze them, looking for conflicts, back-to-back meetings, missing info like video links, maybe suggesting focus blocks if you have gaps.
Oh, that's smart.
And then it sends you a neat summary. Here's your day. Here are potential issues. Here are suggestions. Super practical value right away.
Definitely. So the message for when is basically start now, start small, focus on a real problem, and use the structure to get a quick win.
Absolutely. It's all about practical application from day 1. Get your hands dirty, build something useful immediately, and don't get bogged down in theory. That seems to be the guide's core message.
Okay, fantastic. So let's just quickly pull the threads together. A quick recap of what we've dug out from the guide today.
Sounds good. So we learned that AI agents here in 2025 are way beyond basic chatbots. They're these sophisticated proactive systems using automation and AI triggered to handle complex tasks on their own.
That's the one.
Right. The why is primarily about saving significant amounts of time and boosting efficiency, which opens the door to tons of other benefits: consistency, scalability, focus, even potential income.
And gives you that competitive edge.
Exactly. And the when is clearly right now. The tools are ready, they're accessible, and the guide provides that 12-week roadmap starting with building something valuable in week 1.
So this deep dive really nailed the what, why, and when, all based on the source you provided. It gives a solid foundation and, honestly, a pretty clear call to action.
Yeah, it feels like an invitation to start exploring.
Definitely. So maybe final thought for everyone listening, something to mull over.
Okay.
Considering all those little routine tasks, the daily grind, what's the very first digital teammate you could imagine building for yourself? What's that first step you could take to start reclaiming your time?
That's a good question to leave people with. What's your first agent going to be? Lots to think about there.